So going back to women and covering and everything, why didn't God just say to the men not to sexualize the women or judge the women instead of making women cover up?
We've been saying that for centuries to humans, and how's that been going?
I want to add something really quick on that, because yeah, I don't have the source of this, but it's something you can look into. So there was a study done about what parts of the brain light up when people look at different things. So what came out in that was interesting on this topic is that when men see a woman dressed scantily, say a bikini, the same part of their brain lights up as when they're looking at tools. So naturally, in our wiring, it's objectification happens, which doesn't necessarily happen when it's someone that you're very close with, that you know, that you love, that you care for, right? But in terms of just seeing people out there in the world, there's a chance of objectification based on our actual physiology.
Just recently, we had the Me Too movement, which tells us a lot, about men, right? So, yes.
So to answer your comment also, like, oh, well, why didn't God? So like, for example, to go on analogies, how Brother Shakiel does, right? I want a car that has a safety belt and this little sensors that beep on my side if I'm getting too close, and I want airbags, and I want everything, right? I want to be as protected as I can be. So God put all those barriers also. He tells women to cover so that we may be recognized as Muslims and respected as Muslims, right? But he also tells men to lower their gaze. So that he puts many barriers in the way to keep women safe, to keep men safe, to protect communities and society as a whole. So it's not just, oh, only women, and this burden is all on you. No, both genders have a responsibility and a role to play in respecting each other.
Yeah, 100%. So it's a full package here. Men are told to lower the gaze. As men, we're not allowed to touch any female that's not our sister or our wife or our aunt. We can't even touch. We treat every woman like the Queen of England. Like, no one can just walk up to the Queen of England and say, give a hug and a kiss, and hey, how you doing? And so anything, and there's even scientific evidence when the opposite gender is even touched, there's an impact. So all these measures are put in place, right, for both genders, right, to ensure that there's no breakup of a family. Because the most horrible thing is when we have a breakup of the family, right? And that impacts the children. If you look at the statistics on single moms, the children that are grown up with single moms have a higher probability of being criminals, dropping out of high school, being on drugs, etc. So the preservation of the family happens, right, if we protect this interaction, so there's no feelings that are generated to begin with, right, which causes problems, right? There's so many crazy statistics in the workplace, like 1/3 of the employees, they cheat on their spouses, right? And so the idea of separate seating for women and men and the covering, and men, we also have a dress code. Like, I can't walk out with Speedo shorts, right? For us, it's like I have to have the knees, from the knees, right, up to the belly button. It can't be tight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So there are rules for both men and women.